Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to Minecraft Attack of the B-Team. Back on Mars. I've actually been back and forth quite a few times. Mostly because I keep having sheep death. Turns out oxygen is one of the most important things a sheep needs to stay alive. Let me show you what I mean. I've been hard at work. I have the tree harvesters turned off for now. Turns out that having this thing running is not sustainable power-wise at the moment. And that's one of the reasons why I ended up killing my sheep, which are right through here. I made these airlocks. Nice airlocks, which keeps this room full of breathable air. So I got some oxygen sealers here, and as long as they're next to each other, their effects stack. So this room would otherwise be just a little bit too large for one sealer. Let's see if these guys are ready to make a baby. Oh, you are. There you go, make a baby. Boop. And hopefully they'll live this time. So don't screw this up. So I have a sewer here. The sewer is going to collect the sewage that makes the compost that I need for the... Forgot about that. Yeah, between the oxygen bubble distributor, which I have here, and the airlocks, there's just that 2 blocks gap right between the airlocks that doesn't have any oxygen in it. Gotta be careful of that. These things. So I made some fertilizers and put them in. These are all set to go with their filters and everything. I just need to make my way over. I said make my way over. Through the trees. Through the forest, if you will. Gets kind of crowded here. Okay, so we have a harvester here. That's cool. And the other harvesters are over here. We've got to carve little access paths every now and again. And this is still clear. That's awesome. So yeah, this is all ready to go. I have some composters made. They're not installed anywhere yet. What I need to do is clean all this crap up. Now, I've been doing some experiments. I have some data. So ultimately, I ended up making some more of these things, the steam dynamos. I now have enough to run 2 laser drill prechargers, which this should not even be plugged in. Why is this? Let's just get rid of that entirely. I don't want this thing eating up any power, even though it shouldn't. Just be better safe than sorry, because the last thing I want to do is run out of power at this time. And have my sheep die because they lose oxygen. That whole room loses oxygen almost immediately, unlike the bubble distributors, which gradually shrink. That thing just kicks out 100% in an instant. Anyway, let's see. So I need 1 aqueous accumulator for every 20 dynamos. Okay, so I'm going to end up running 512. Right? 256 times 2. That's 2 laser drills total. So I'm going to need about 25 of those, roughly. They also produce maybe a little bit more. I might only need 24, but we'll get there. So 1 furnace per 4 sawmills. So assuming, and this is the part I haven't quite confirmed yet, but assuming I can produce wood fast enough to supply the fuel I need for all of these, I will need 1 furnace, this guy here in the corner, for every 4 sawmills. And going through the cyclic assembler, which is here, this thing will make sawdust really, really quick. So I probably will only need 1, maybe 2 cyclic assemblers. But for every 4 sawmills, I'll need 1 redstone furnace to keep up with the charcoal, because right now with 5, it actually backs up a little bit. And then 1 sawmill per 8 dynamos. So for every 8 dynamos, 1 sawmill can produce enough planks, given an adequate supply of wood logs, of course, can supply enough planks to keep 8 dynamos full. And there might even be a little bit of headroom there too. So I'll need a total of 64 sawmills, which equates to 16 furnaces, which will equate to, like I said, about 24, maybe 25 aqueous accumulators. Whew! And I don't really I haven't built that much yet, but I don't know if I'll be able to produce the wood fast enough. And if I can't, which is part of the reason why I started with the animal farm, because without the animal farm, I definitely cannot produce enough. And I'm hoping these fertilizers will eventually make the difference once I have all that set up. But at first I need to clear out this area here and sort of rejuvenate this. I want to install another oxygen thing here because I'm going to use more airlocks, more airlocks. Try to partition the space off a little bit better, get some proper oxygen flowing. I might have to reinstall those solar panels somewhere because I really don't want to run out of power. I'm absolutely paranoid about it. Oop, get up there, you. In fact, I want to check on my power. It's going up or down? It's going up. That's good. That's good. Power going up is good. That I might have to make a few more energy cells too, just to make myself a little more comfortable. Anyway, I wasn't going to show this, but I feel I should. Not this. This is not the part I wanted to show. This laser drill precharger is deactivated because it doesn't have a clear sight to bedrock. But let me remove this block. Excuse me. I'll put that back. And what I have built, I had to go back to the overworld a couple of times to keep getting more materials and build more. But I've excavated this chamber. And I think this is a pretty nice artistic way to handle... Ooh, ow. That genuinely scared me. A nice artistic way to handle the 6 dynamos that I have there end up going right here. That'll finish this stack off. And I have some water here for safety because you do take this fall damage. Fall damage is bad. Keep eating. I do have these are the inverted cyan lamps I've been making. I'm planning to put these all the way up every so many blocks just to make it look nice. I got the water in here, which also looks nice, I think. I mean, it makes everything look nice and blue from above. I gotta find out, there's gotta be options to clad this. I mean, not that I mind the Mars stone, but it is pretty ugly and boring. So I would like to do something about that. These need to be dug out. I guess I can do that now, right? Do I have a bucket? I do have a bucket. Bucket. Right? Dig that out, and then these need to be dug all the way down to bedrock. Which isn't that far anymore. I think it's about 20-something blocks, maybe? Ooh, it's so dark. Yep. Ooh. I will take the iron. I do not mind the iron. I cannot see for the life of me. Like, I'm sure the video is going to be even darker because that's what YouTube does. Oh, here we go. Oh, Jesus. So as soon as the laser drill saw bedrock, it turned on. That scared the crap out of me. And that's pretty cool the way it fades in like that. I never noticed it do that before. Wow. At first I thought I'd like glitched through the bedrock somehow or something. I was going to die, but no. Just going to set myself on fire. That's fine. A little bit of fire never hurt anybody. I just need to make my way back up. And do that with the other side. Fortunately, that laser drill is not actually installed yet. So I won't have that problem. And plus, this provides me with the light. I was actually kind of surprised how bright the beam is and how much light it actually provides. It's much better than even a regular torch, given the oxygen. I think it's probably one of the brightest light sources in the game, to be honest. Unfortunately, it sets you on fire if you try to touch it. But, well, it's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess. Okay. And we put this back here, which keeps the water out of the hole as well as keeps us safe. I'll just dig these out, and we're done. I'll do the other one later, because that's kind of boring. But with that laser on now, you can see how the whole column glows. And I was really kind of counting on that for maximum effect, if you will. It doesn't really... I guess it kind of does light up the walls if they're close enough, which is a bonus. I wasn't really counting on it lighting up that far away, but you can see this wall here is definitely partially illuminated. And it's pretty. That's why if I can replace this with something... I don't know, what are my options for like white? I think white would be the most appropriate. Ooh, missed. Boop. I think white would be the most appropriate, but there's no real... There are no blocks with pleasing textures, let me put it that way. But I would like very much to clad that whole room in something nice. And yes, all this mutton came from all the sheep that I inadvertently murdered. Let's not talk about that. Right. So let's see, what do we got left? All this has to come out. I guess let's turn on... Well, that's not really ready yet. Dagnabbit. Plug that hole. Oh, the pipe for the sewage comes up here behind my bed. This is where it comes up now. I might want to move this over. And once I finish emptying out this room, I gotta figure out where I'm going to put these aqueous. That scared the crap out of me too. Jeez. So many scary things going on. Anyway. So this level here, okay, this is the tree growing level. Then immediately below that, I was going to have, this is where all the sawmills and the furnaces and everything would all be, because they'll take the outflow directly from the harvesters and process that. And then I was thinking maybe, on this side I have an animal farm. I might have another animal farm on the other side for some symmetry. But then I would need a little bit of space in here as well for the composters, which would go up to the fertilizers. Everything's tied into the same item duct, but that's okay. Make another one of these. Just remember, this is a, like, what is it, 11 by 11 by 11 of leaves, which I have plenty of leaves. Plenty of leaves. Dig another one of these out, again, symmetry. Rework all of this. Come up in here. Keep going up. I gotta improve this. I need better access than this. These leaves keep encroaching. I want to take this workshop and I gotta relocate my machinery, basically. I might want to install the rest of those solar panels. And make some more room in here. Move this back and put an airlock on it. So I can get, instead of relying on the bubble distributor, I have a proper airlock and just start partitioning off the base as a whole. Yep. Put the cobblestone away. Ooh. Gotcha. And unfortunately you can't pulverize that, so you just have to cook it. But that's okay. 8 iron that I didn't have before is 8 iron I have now. Let's see. What else? What do I got? Yeah, these are leftovers from that. I should probably start refueling these, no? Damn it. Get. Because I'm super duper paranoid about running out of power. I don't want any more dead sheep. I have to go all the way back to the overworld to get more sheep. Hey guys. It looks like you're all grown up. I forget why I have purple ones. There's a reason I have purple ones. I don't know what I was making. Who's left? You and you. Nice. So we're getting a population of sheep going here. These are all good, right? Boom. This was a mess too, because the oxygen pipe has a sealable oxygen pipe, a sealable block. But the power conduit, these things, do not seal. And the reason is, now if you look at it, you can see there's like a gap around it. Even if we sort of enclose it, you can see that, clearly it's not filling the whole block. Both visibly and logically, it's not filling that whole block. And that creates the problem that you can't make a seal with that. and there is no sealable version of that block that we can use. The closest thing we have is a sealable aluminum wire, right? Which we have the sealable, this is the heavy version, but whatever. So we can make a sealable aluminum wire, but then the aluminum wire doesn't connect to this. So you have to go with an energy cell. You have to bring the redstone energy conduit into the energy cell, then the aluminum wire out of that through the sealable block, and if you want to go back again, you have another energy cell. And that gets expensive and cumbersome. Although I did discover that the energy cell itself is a sealable block, so that kind of eliminates one transition. Like, I really don't need the sealable aluminum wire, because I can use the energy cell itself as a seal. Okay, that's weird. Well, that's another thing I noticed too. Let's see, is it safe out? Nope, it is not safe out. So I will not be going outside. Why can't I get up here? Come on, there we go. Yeah, so there's not enough solar panels. Oh, what a mess. These leaves get everywhere too. That's another reason why I really have to kind of spread out the base a little bit more. Remember, originally this enclosure here was made for solar panels. But it is no longer used for that because I realized the solar panels didn't produce enough power. I need to figure out how to get back in. Here we go. And we can see here the power is not going down, but that's because, and I don't want to make this mistake again, I transitioned this to try and refill it a little bit. And what I did is I turned the bottom phase from an output into an input, and I started sucking all of the energy out of these dynamos, and there was none left for the oxygen sealers. And when I came back down here, I didn't even hear them die, basically. It was really tragic. A moment of silence. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to rip all this out. It's really not necessary. I'm going to prepare more, I guess, for the next episode. Start ripping all this out. And what I will do is, hopefully, by the next episode, I'll go back to the overworld. I'll build all these materials that I need based on the calculations. And I'll try to figure out, what I think I'll do aesthetically is maybe I'll have the aqueous accumulators embedded in the walls here and there. Right, so you'll just have like pipes jutting out of the walls and sticking out everywhere. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the item ducts. Those are a little bit harder to deal with because they're on the inside. Well, I guess they'll have to come down from above anyway, right? They'll be coming down from this layer here. Ooh, barely made that. They'll be in this layer here, which will actually be at least one block higher. Actually, it'll be up to there. So I'll have a nice high area to work with. I should probably put that torch back before mobs start spawning. Oops. Boop. Yeah, so this area here, I'll probably redo this floor as well. This is kind of cumbersome, this floor. I really do not like the Mars cobble. That's some really ugly stuff. I'll see what I can come up with. Until then, I think that's enough of an update for now. Sorry I haven't been... It's a lot of work getting this stuff together. I mean, there's a lot of trial and error, and a lot of it I think is way too boring to bother recording. So I haven't been doing that, and that's why this episode's out of sync in terms of the schedule. I may actually move Minecraft to 1 day a week, just so I have time to work on it and sort of catch up. Plus, I don't feel I'm making enough progress in the Kerbal Space Program series. I'd really like to get moving on that a little bit more, because that's more engaging for me. This is kind of like mindless busy work. I'll put a podcast on the background and just work on this kind of absent-mindedly, but KSP is much more engaging. You can't really goof off too much while playing that. Anyway, I think I've kept you all long enough, and dawn is certainly coming, so that's been a whole day. So I will thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.